Hello, Carrots here. Welcome to episode 32 of the 30 Grandchildren Badge attempt. In the previous episode, we saw Wilfred and Wendy have bachelor party, bachelorette party and a wedding. And here they are now back in their home world of Cake Island 2. And they've moved into their brand new house where they're going to live together and raise their family. Their new home came with the world and it's called Lime Manor. And it can be found at 15 Ice Cream Highway, Cake Island 2. And there it is on the far right of the screen with the light green circle around it. On the far left of the screen is the main household where Gerri lives with all of her children who are not yet married. Towards the middle of the screen with the big red circle around them is 6 houses in the same street that are close together. 5 of our couples live in that group of 6 houses. The 6th house is occupied by Ursula Gammon and her family. I moved them in there before I started aging up Gerri's family and getting them married and moved out into their own homes. As you can see, there are 3 toddlers and each toddler is sitting in front of its mother. From left to right we have Javin with his wife Gwen, and in front of them is their toddler Brendan and their little dog QT. Then there's Robbie and Candace with their kitten Dexter. Next is Alicia and Dennis, and their plant sim daughter Alice is in front of them. Then we've got Lynette and Larry with their toddler Jaron sitting in front of Lynette. They were very quick to reproduce. They had little Jaron almost as soon as they got home from their vacation, whereas Robbie and Candace haven't had a baby yet, and Candace was desperate to have one almost at the wedding. She wanted to have a baby straight away. She wanted 5 babies straight away. She hasn't got any yet. She's just making do with a little kitten. On the end at the right are Felicia and Frank. They just came home from their vacation just before Wilfred and Wendy went off to the great southern land. And I got a picture of them all together with Wilfred and Wendy at the far right with their 2 cats that they brought home with them from the great southern land after they had their wedding. So now we have got 6 married couples. There's only 9 left to get married. In this episode we will see Delores and Derek head off for their vacation where they'll get to know each other and decide if they're going to spend their lives together and have babies to help Gerri get her 30 grandchildren. But first we're going to have a quick look around Wendy and Wilfred's new house. This one's a bit different from the other houses that the other Sims have got. It's bigger, it's got 3 levels and the top level was empty. So I've got a bit creative up there and set it up for babies and children to grow up in. So here's a quick look around the house. We'll start at the roof and then we'll work our way down. This is the top floor. This is the floor I totally decorated and added a few extra rooms. The next floor I barely changed, and the same as the ground floor. I did upgrade some of the kitchen appliances, but apart from that, I didn't do much. I found that this house had higher quality things in it to start with. I changed the rubbish bin to a recycling bin in the kitchen. I put plenty of facilities in for the cats. That's just a quick look around the ground floor. And there's a little office there that Wilfred found quite quickly, and there he was playing with his computer. So we'll just have a little wander around each of the various 3 levels in this household. This is the kitchen, looking through to the dining room through the doorway there. See, lots of pets items have been added. Otherwise, this room is pretty much as it was when I first looked at it. I haven't changed anything else. Looking back towards the kitchen, I changed that rubbish bin, trash can, whatever you call it, to a recycling one in the hallway. And there's a cat's litter tray so they don't have to keep changing it. And the lounge room where they can sit and watch TV or just sit in front of the fire getting warm. It's got a fireplace as well. That TV is a good TV, but it's not a terribly expensive TV. And if you turn right here, you'll go down a hallway into the outside. There's also a bathroom just there, which I did upgrade. I put a new shower and toilet and hand basin into it. This is all set up now like I did in the other households, with items for future children to play, and their cousins can come over and visit them hopefully. It's just got a few playground items. The cats have got themselves a little cat tower there. There's a cat there sitting in front of it. Now back down that hallway that we talked about before. There's the new toilet We're back in the little study. We didn't see those chairs in it before. So that covers the ground floor, I think, quite well. And we can go upstairs now to the bedroom level. I didn't actually look inside the bedrooms. It was a bit hard to get reasonably good photos of the bedrooms. There's enough bedrooms up there. There's a main bedroom for the parents. Looks like Wilfred's having a sleep. He's got a fireplace in the main bedroom, and then there's 2 bedrooms for the children, including a nursery, and there's this little spare room here with an easel in it at the moment. That ficus in a tub there, I've got them everywhere there for the cats to scratch. That staircase on the right is the way up to the top floor. Now this was just a big empty space, and through that gap in the wall there to the left takes them out or to a landing that to overlook the rest of the lot. Apart from giving them a great view of the world around their house, this level is where I've added some storage facilities for the items they've collected while on their travels, but it's mostly for the children. No children have been born to them yet, but Wendy wants 5. The exterior walls are all irregular in shape due to the dormer windows, and I've tried to use the space where I place various items, so I couldn't fit a bathroom with a toilet in it up on this level, so there's 2 separate rooms and the wash basin is out in the open, but they've got nice facilities there. I added 1 extra bedroom. Presumably they'll have an eldest child who might like to move upstairs. There's 3 bunk beds downstairs, that's enough for 3 children, and there's a crib. They might need an extra bed somewhere, but I haven't added it yet. We'll see what happens. So that's an overview of the top floor. That door takes you down to the next level below. I've tried to make it so that the children they might have got facilities to do their homework and learn their skills. And there's also something up here for the cats. There's toy boxes and a costume chest there. Toy ovens there that are custom content. There's another place for the cats. We'll just go in and have a peek inside that extra bedroom, and then we'll just leave it. You've had enough of a look around to know what's here. Probably need to change that to a bunk bed because they do need an extra bed, but I'll leave it for now. It took me ages to find that rocking horse in buy mode. Don't know why I got it. Kids obsessed with it, don't usually use it. So that's it. Let's go back now to the main household where Gerri lives with her unmarried children, plus a couple of future spouses. There's Derek. He and Delores are aware of each other, but they are not even friends. They're just simple acquaintances. It's just been made clear to them that they're expected to go off on vacation together to see if they can become a married couple happily together. They should manage it because their traits are very close to each other. Enough differences to make them interesting, but similar enough for them to agree on a lot of things. Derek came out here to catch a butterfly, then changed his mind. Just stood and watched them fluttering around instead. He's probably got a lot on his mind now he's been told it's time for him to get acquainted with his future spouse. He's been waiting for this moment for such a long time, and now it's come. He's got a little bit frightened, but I think his great sense of humour will get him through the situation. He should do okay.
Webna.
but I guess he'll cope. And there's Delores. She loves playing that guitar, and her brother Kobe is behind her working on a sculpture. Of course, Derek and Dave had been living in the Great Southern Land for quite some time before they met Felicia and Frank there and came back to Cake Island too with Felicia and Frank when they got married. Derek and Dave stayed here to get to know their future spouses who happened to be living in this household, but they didn't know who they were, so they just got to know everybody. And Derek's been chatting away happily with Kendall, who is the youngest member of the household and will be the last one to get married. That's Joni with the computer. Constance gave up mopping that puddle because the broken all-in-one bathroom just kept on putting more and more liquid out. So she went in to fix it. Here she comes. She has completed fixing the all-in-one bathroom, and Sharonda in the pink has turned up to mop up the rest of the puddle. Derek decided to take the opportunity to do what has been on his mind for a while, and he's finally decided the time has come. So he's booking their trip to Isla Paradiso. He's had a chat with Delores, and they've agreed that today's the day, and they will head off to Isla Paradiso to see how they get on together when they're on their own. So far, they barely know each other. They're just acquaintances. Derek and Delores left on their vacation together using Sharonda's car. That was when I remembered that Gerri's car has been kept by one of her other children, and I forget whether it is going to be Wilfred or Felicia. I think it could be Wilfred. I think I'm going to have to grab those cars and put them in their owners' inventories to stop the various couples from taking them back to their own homes. Can't keep buying a new car for Gerri every time somebody goes on vacation, because they get a car with the house when I move them in. So they've got a luxury houseboat that they have hired for their stay in Isla Paradiso. They're only here for 8 days, so I'm hoping they can get to be ready to get married in that time. At this point, they are barely registering as acquaintances, so I'm going to have to do some work with them. There's 2 bedrooms on this houseboat, that's why I chose it. They've each got one, and each bedroom has its ensuite bathroom. I haven't actually used this houseboat before. I don't often play with houseboats, but I thought that houseboats would be the way to go when they're on vacation in Isla Paradiso. It means they can get around easily. I didn't realise it was right next to the Blue Water Fun Park. I'll have to go there and do some slow dancing, I think. That might get them romantic. Of course, there's a lot of hidden islands. 8 hidden islands, I think, and they're covered with cloud until a sim discovers them. There's all sorts of different challenges that you need to do to discover a hidden island. And when you discover it, you get to own it. So that was just a little look around where they've got their houseboat parked in that port. Next morning, Derek was up early, and he is a good cook. We've trained him well when he was still living in the Great Southern Land, and he is going to make them some waffles for breakfast. That should impress Delores. I hope it does anyway. Delores should be waking up soon. Let's hope she's very impressed and also hungry when he has finished cooking these waffles. I didn't get him up to level 10 in cooking, but he's up pretty high and he knows a lot of recipes. Of course, like all of her siblings, Delores has studied all of her skills as well and has read many recipes. Sounds like Delores is up and about. There we go, a nice plate full of steaming, well-cooked waffles. You can serve them now. There's only 2 of them for breakfast. There'll be leftovers to put away in the fridge. Calling Delores down to get her waffles so they can eat together. That, of course, is achieved by a mod. Hearts, pink hearts for them. There's some hope. At least they're not arguing and fighting. They seem to be getting along quite well together. I think he's a lot of fun to watch. I think he's a sim who I could happily make a main sim in another game. In this game, we're only going to see him here with Delores, and then occasionally, after they've been married, we might see him every so often around town because they're going to move out and become effectively townies when they get home from their vacation.
Shim shim, zebeldom.
Of course, Derek wants 5 children. He wants to raise 5 children from baby to teen to get his lifetime wish. And Delores has pulled out her guitar. She just loves that guitar. And Derek's a virtuoso as well, so he will enjoy her playing the guitar. It's good that he automatically washed the dishes. After breakfast and everything had been cleaned up and put away, they decided to have a little chat. It was time to get to know each other a bit better. And during this chat, they made plans for the day. And their plans are going to lead to quite an exciting day for them. So let's head off in Sharonda's little purple Twizy. Their plans included a trip to the beach. The Twizy always amuses me the way they can fit a whole lot of Sims into it, and yet you can only ever see one of them. Both Derek and Delores are in that vehicle. And I think that might even be Delores' plumb bob showing above his head. They're both in there. I have had lots of Sims in a Twizy before. A bit like a TARDIS, I suppose. Let's see how they go at the beach. Now, I had in mind some relationship building, and they could both go swimming together and doing a bit of splashing and maybe some snorkeling. Unfortunately, they're Sims and they had other ideas, and they stuck to their other ideas. Delores decided that there was absolutely no way she was going anywhere near that wet stuff, so she was stuck to the beach where she went sunbathing. At least Derek was prepared to splash around in the water for a while. So you don't need to tell a Sim to sunbathe, you can just tell them to go swimming in the beautiful, inviting, cold, wet, blue, shiny, lovely, wet water. And she'll go and lie under an umbrella up on the beach. And Derek is ignoring her completely. So the relationship building's not happening either. But they did get quite friendly when they had their chat this morning. They've boosted their relationship somewhat. They're not just barely acquaintances anymore. I think they might even be friends. This beach is usually quite active, but there's no one here yet. It's probably too early in the morning. Derek's having some fun. After much prodding, I did eventually get Delores to get up, and she went and walked into the water. And then they both stood on top of the water and had a little look at each other. And they just stood there, standing on the water. Neither of them getting wet, just the soles of their feet getting wet. And then Derek had enough. He decided it's about time he did a bit of sunbathing too. So he got up on the beach and he put himself under his towel. And Delores joined him. And they continued to ignore each other. Maybe they didn't get enough sleep last night. All that travelling from Cake Island to Isle of Paradiso must have worn them out. But we're not going to spend too much time here. I decided that they might as well move on. They obviously weren't going to do much socialising there. Now, there is a venue that I built for another game. It was Carolyn was living here, and there's a badge where you need to go bowling with another Sim 15 times. And so I made her a bowling alley, and that's where they're heading off to now in their little purple Twizy. I've got this in the Great Southern Land as well, but I haven't sent any Sims to it yet. But here, I've been able to put it back on its original lot, the lot that I built it on. And there it is. Something in this place is very attractive to townies, and they don't take long to turn up, and they are full of fun. There is just so much going on once the townies start appearing. So Derek's decided straight away that he's going to learn how to play bowls. It didn't take long for Delores to decide she wanted to start bowling as well, but she didn't like it just as it was. It was a bit boring. So she changed it to cosmic bowling, which made the lights change. So they've got a colourful bowling alley now. Some of the townies are starting to turn up as well. These pair have both got a bit of improving to do. And I guess Delores was happy that she just managed to connect with at least one of the pegs that she's got to knock over. Oh, that was a good shot. And she's happy about it too. Derek's not doing quite so well. I wonder what she's got planned now. She had a big think about that one. Don't think it worked. Oh, but she's happy. Looks like the shift has changed for the coffee cafe bar over there. The mixologist hasn't turned up yet for the bar either. I've got it set as a professional bar, so there should be a mixologist turning up eventually. You can't see it at the moment, it's behind them. There it is in the corner. No mixologist there at the moment. Oh, the dregs are turning up. Pair of ghosts who died from drowning. They live in a houseboat. I think it might be fairly close to the houseboat that Derek and Delores are on as well. On reflection, I think they live near the beach where Derek and Delores were trying to swim earlier today. It looks like our couple are not very happy with the appearance of a pair of ghosts, but they seem to be quite content with all of the flirting that's going on between the pair of them. It seems to have led to a little bit of attention for each other between Derek and Delores. Oh, and here's Christopher Collins. I got to know a few of the townies when I was doing the Carolyn videos here, where she was getting all of the badges for Isla Paradiso, and she did it. Christopher's going to start bowling. Suppose the dregs are going to start haunting. There's quite a lot of haunting activity going on here shortly. Well, the mixologist hasn't arrived yet, so Derek's taking over the bar. He must be desperate for a drink, but he doesn't know a thing about the mixology skills, so he's going to be dropping a lot of bottles on the floor, I think. Delores has decided it's time to just sit and read a book on her multi-tab. You can see the ocean through the windows. Oh, the dregs are haunting. Look at that chair. Somebody's in it, one of the ghosts. A chair over near the window. Looks like it was Mrs. Dreg. Cara, I think her name is. Oh, he was in a chair as well, but he wasn't making it wobble. When I had Carolyn with the lifeguard career, these dregs used to come and swim at the beach And sometimes she'd have about 4 or 5 Sims all drowning at the same time, and she'd get them and bring them in, rescue them, but the ghosts that already died from drowning would be there, and if she didn't rescue them in time, or soon enough for what they thought she should have done, they'd walk up the beach, get themselves out of the water and walk up the beach and slap her hard across the face many times. Hello. Cara drags she's into the bar stool now, haunting that. Here comes the mixologist. This one with the red leggings on, she's the one attending the cafe bar. And Cara Dreg's now emerged from that bar stool. I'm just letting them go and do what they want. Be interesting to see what happens. Losing sight of some of these ghosts. Cara's gone somewhere. Wonder what she's haunting now. So, there's 2 chaps trying to chat her up. No, only one. She's going to dance with Christopher Collins. Oh, look at that. The music box is being haunted. Stereos dancing and bouncing with the music. How often do you see that? That's got to be Mrs. Dreg in there. That's one fun thing ghosts can do. There she is. She's out of it now. He just walked straight through Christopher Collins. Hello, he's going to have some fun in the music machine. She seems to enjoy that foosball. She was playing it back at the houseboat when they first arrived. I don't think we'll have any ghosts haunting anything when we are in this venue in the Great Southern Land, because I don't think we've got any ghosts there. Christopher's obviously got to be somewhere. He's headed off. He lives in a house just opposite the festival grounds. Oh, so the table and chairs are being haunted now. Well, we've finally got Delores and Derek doing something together. They're both playing foosball at the same time. There's another townie turned up. I don't know her name. The one in the blue top at the bar. And another one with the orange top. After a while they left the bowling alley, you can see it there in the distance, and they went swimming. I managed to get them wet. They got in the water okay, but they went snorkeling at this dive lot. The thing I wanted them to do, of course, was to go diving, and this is Rocky Reef, where they only need a diving skill of 2. It's the one that they can start with. Of course, neither of them have got any diving skill at all at the moment. For some strange reason, Derek decided to swim all the way from the beach. It's taken him forever to get here. I think that is both of them, or at least one of them, going back. Yeah, they've decided they've had enough snorkeling. Don't worry, I will persevere with them, and they are going to get to level 2 in their diving skill, and we will see them diving before the end of this episode. But the episode is almost over now anyway. What they're going to do, they're going to dive and they're going to meet a mermaid. And then that'll be the end of the episode. So here we are, they've gone down and they're diving at long last. There's some fish there they can catch too. The shark is a catchable fish. There's a dive cave over there. So we've got them both down here. It won't last long. Oh look, there's Maya Ocean, and she has no scales. What a surprise. We'll have to give her scales. I do have a video which sets out step by step how to give the mermaids their scales. Of course, when they get their scales, they've just got them on their legs. They have to get out of the water and dive again before their tails appear. And I don't think we're going to see her with her tail today, but we will see her with scales, and they will be the correct colour, because the female mermaid's default colour scales is purple. The original Maya Ocean scales are shades of light blue and green. So I've got the correct colours because I did have an old game when they were still getting their scales, and I was able to get each of the 4 mermaids' scale colours and put them in the tutorial. So if you want Maya Ocean, Mia Azul, Salty Seaworth and Triton King to all have their original scale colours, well then you could go and get my tutorial. I'll put a link up above so you can click on it and it'll take you to it after the end of this video. So that's the end of the video. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, please give it a like. And if you haven't subscribed and would like to see more episodes, well then please hit the subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell icon so you get notified when I post another video. Recently I've been posting about once every 2 weeks. It's taking me that long to actually make the videos at the moment. Hopefully I will speed it up again. I was doing more than 1 a week for a while, but I'm not able to do that at the moment. So thank you for watching. Bye bye for now, and happy simming.